Hello, myself Amar, Assistant Professor, working in the Department of Pharmaceutical Regulatory Affairs in the College of Sri Aditya College of Pharmacy. Today I am going to explain regarding the topic Regulatory Affairs as an introduction to the department and as a subject. These are all my contents, which includes introduction, history, regulatory authority, and role of Regulatory Affairs Department and responsibility of Regulatory Affairs Professional. Here we're gonna see in the picture itself that how the regulatory affairs and the department works in the field of pharmaceutical industry. It's a bridge between the pharma company and the government agencies. In the sense, it acts as a bridge work in which setting up the documents and going to submit to the government agencies like depend upon the respective countries, USFDA, like and Europe for EMA for Europe and CDSCO for India, like respective country, they are going to submit the technical documents. Overview. Due to advancement in laws, regulations and guidelines for maintaining safety, efficacy and quality of new medicinal products, need for experienced regulatory professional. So here we need mainly safety, efficacy, quality of the pharmaceutical product. For any product, these are the three main parameters or three main pillars we are going to submit the data, and all the data should go through the well experienced regulatory professionals, and the no drug manufacturer or marketing unit is able to launch new drug product in the market without written green signal by respective health authority. I earlier told that respective health authority like USFDA, EMA and CDSCO, like without their green signal, the no drug is going into the market. Why do we pay so much attention to regulations and process? We know we know that the product development or the drug product development, it requires a huge time and huge cost basically. So it takes around 8 to 15 years to develop a new drug or any biological product, and for everything we need a proper attention to get successful execution of significant clinical studies, and also helps to reduce the number of developmental failures. And regulatory affair provides the inside guidance to the development through agencies. Here the field, the regulatory affair going to incorporate and helps to get approval to the market like drugs, cosmetics, herbals, biologics, medical devices, food, nutraceuticals and clinical studies. So this is the regulatory submission. Why, when, what, how and who. It means why we need a submission. Need to gain approval from regulatory agency to market pharmaceutical drug product in their respective countries. When we have to submit the applications, when the innovator discovers a new molecule or formulator knows the patent will expiry and API manufacturer markets drug substance, and during annual reports and some of the amendments. During this time we are going to give the submission. What you are going to submit? There is a many documents like administrative information, prescription, manufacturer, CMC information, quality, non-clinical and clinical. These are the information we are going to submit to the authority. And how? There is a proper pathway or channel we are going to give the submission, that is paper submission, non-ACTD, CDD. These are the pathways we are going to submit the documents or the data. And whom? I earlier told the regulatory agencies like for USA, EU, Japan, Canada, these are like ICH countries are the like developed markets, or some of the emerging markets like South Africa, Australia, Latin America, etc. Objectives. Providing strategic and technical advice to the R&D, production, quality control departments, and right from the start of the product development, providing an important commercial and scientific contribution to the success of a development program and a company as a whole, and filing the products in different regulatory authorities and helps in getting approval from the regulatory bodies. Here, this is the main objective, giving the strategic and technical advice to every department in pharmaceutical industry, like R&D, production, QC, like in all the regulatory department, it's incorporate here and give the documentation, strategic help and importance. In today's competitive environment, the reduction of the time taken to reach the market is critical to a product and to company success. RA can reduce this unnecessary wastage of time. This is the main importance of RA is it can give the pathway with a short period of time and helps to save the huge time and also cost. Ethical and legal. So these are the two ways of thinking or the system we have to follow here. Ethical in the sense it's a moralness, honesty, or truthful. Legal in the sense there is a laws connected with the laws and regulations, and if ethical can miss the chance, but legal we can't miss the chance. It's a punishable offense also. History. Prior to 1920, US government took a hands-off approach to the regulations of the drugs. During those days, the drugs available were patent medicines. There were no laws, regulations or standard existence to have to control on the drugs, and the United States Pharmacopoeia USP, an official compendium of the United States, set standard for the strength, purity and quality of a drug, and it is used by the physician and pharmacist. So initial days, this is the history where the US government following the regulations from USP. And one more history for the why this regulatory affairs department came into existence are the rules and regulations gave so much importance. The 1947 Nuremberg doctor's trial. It is happened during the World War II. The Nazis physicians in Germany performed numerous horrible experiments on concentration camp. Like they are going to infect the people and they are going to treat for that infection. And they are injecting the people with gasoline and live viruses and also forcing people to ingest poison and also immersing people in ice water. These are the cruelty, the way the Nazi physicians will conduct on the people who are captured on concentration camps. These are some of the pictorial representation how cruelly they are going to they perform the experiments during the World War II. The incision made by medical professionals that were purposely infected with bacteria, dirt and silvers of glass. They are going to infect the people purposely and they are going to treat with their new medicines or like experimental medicines. Prisoners in a compression chamber. Here an experiment to determine the altitudes at which aircraft crew could survive without oxygen. So by taking the prisoners as a experimental volunteers and they will artificially made the compression chamber and they will calculate the altitude where the aircraft crew members could survive without oxygen. Immersing people in ice water. So it's one of the condition they are going to like prevent and treat, that is hypothermia. Though here the 280 to 300 victims they are participated or they took involuntarily and they conduct the experiment by immersing them in the cold water. Here the study forced the subjects to endure a tank of ice water for up to 5 hours. This is a pictorial representation of it. Basically, markets can divide it into three pattern: regulated markets, semi-regulated market, and rest of the world, ROW. These are the three pattern or three way of markets division across the world. Some of the regulatory agencies I'm showing here: USA, FDA, Food and Drug Administration; for India, CDSCO, earlier I told; for Europe, EMA, European Medicine Agency, like that; Australia, TGA, Canada, Health Canada, and few international organizations who are responsible for the proper setting of guidelines: WHO and PAHO and WTO, ICH. In this, ICH is mainly responsible for setting up guidelines for drugs, that is safety, efficacy, and quality, and multidisciplinary. There are four different ICH guidelines are there, in which then having the set of guidelines as a subpart. Thank you.